I'm not going to waste any time with this because I saw your comment on Facebook about the Packers re-signing Aaron Jones to a 4-year deal worth $48 million, including a $13 million signing bonus. Why do you think that is such a drastic move for the Packers and their moves moving forward?
Well, I made a few comments on Facebook. I'm not sure which one you saw, but I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. Really happy he's back. I'd hate to see him leave, but I'm just really surprised Green Bay paid the money for him. And in the end, I don't think they should have paid this money for Aaron Jones, and I think they should have let him walk. I think there are bigger needs than running back. Obviously A.J. Dillon showed he could provide something. Jamal Williams, super solid. He's never really got the workload that I think he could handle. And he hasn't fumbled once since entering the NFL. Aaron Jones has numerous times. So it kind of confused me, but Green Bay's offense suits Aaron Jones perfectly, suits his skill set perfectly, catching the ball out of the backfield. And I think A.J. Dillon's going to be a heck of a compliment to Aaron Jones. Jamal Williams is gone. He already said goodbye on Instagram earlier. So that sucks. You hate to see him leave, especially his energy is incredible. But it's going to be really cool. The contract they gave him, 4 years, $48 million, $13 million signing bonus. I think his average base salary, I think before incentives, is like $9.5 million a year, which isn't bad. It's actually pretty friendly. That puts him like bottom of the top 10, around 8, 9, 10 highest paid running backs. So I'm glad they didn't give him that top 3 or top 5 money that he was asking for. So it's not as team friendly as you'd like it to be, but they did what they needed to do to keep him. I'm glad they kept him, but Corey Linsley's gone. He just agreed to a deal with the Chargers, made him the highest paid center in the NFL, which he deserves. But I would have much rather have kept Linsley, I think, than Aaron Jones, because we have depth at running back. Offensive line, you're not really sure. Obviously, Elton Jenkins can play center. He played very well at center. I'm assuming they're just going to move him to center and then mix some things up at guard. But, yeah, I'm glad he's back for 4 more years. I don't know. I still have mixed feelings about it. I feel like there's a lot of other things Green Bay could have spent their money on that would have made the team better. I think by re-signing Aaron Jones, they just kind of, stay. They don't get any worse. But they could have, I think, should have went after. If I would have paid for anything in free agency, I think I would have paid for a cornerback first to replace Kevin King, and then I probably would have paid defensive line, offensive line, middle linebacker, all before I would have went after a big running back contract. So a little confusing, but at the end of the day, Aaron Jones wanted to stay in Green Bay. He would have gotten way bigger offers to play elsewhere. So I'm just glad they could get it done before free agency started. Yesterday they got it done. But, I'm glad he's back. But now we can't really do anything else, really, in free agency. I mean, they could probably still bring Robert Tonyan back because he's a restricted free agent, so they could just tender him, I think. But a lot of other guys are not going to be able to do anything with. They need to rework Zadarius Smith's contract and extend him probably to clear up some cap space for this year. And from what I'm reading from a lot of the Packers writers I follow on Twitter, the reason that Aaron Rodgers hasn't restructured his contract, like they talked about after the season ended, is they're saving that money for when they want to start spending in free agency. So apparently, if they get below the cap, which is what they're trying to do before, I don't know what day it is, tomorrow? I don't know. I think there's a day this week team has to be under $182.5 million.
Yeah.
They're trying to get under that without restructuring Aaron Rodgers. And if they want to spend money in free agency and they don't have enough, then they're going to restructure Aaron to get what they want in free agency. That's what I'm hearing. But part of me thinks they haven't restructured Aaron because they don't want to extend him. So I don't know. Either way, I think Aaron's gone after next season anyways. I've said it all along. I think next season, this coming season is probably Aaron's last season in Green Bay, unless he plays as good or better than he did this year. Because we're finally get to see Jordan Love preseason. Hopefully, if there's a preseason, which I'm assuming there will be. They let Tim Boyle walk yesterday. Mm-hmm. They didn't tender him, so they just have Rodgers and Love now. So that's another step closer to Jordan Love. It is what it is. I don't think Aaron finishes there still, but there's just the money situation there is interesting. I still think they're going to try to go after some free agent, bigger names. Rumors are they're in talks where they've reached out to T.Y. Hilton. They've reached out to Richard Sherman, but who hasn't probably, and the Packers probably aren't offering them the money they want. So, it's whatever. If a player wants to take a little bit less and compete for a championship, then they could probably come to Green Bay. But it's whatever. I'm excited Aaron Jones is back. I didn't think it was going to happen. It kind of blew my mind when I saw it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Like you said, it did catch me off a little bit too, because I was thinking they were going to maybe go a couple of different routes. Maybe let him walk and let A.J. Dillon take over. It was just it was shocking to me. But I think it's by actually they have to be under the cap compliance by the 17th, by the way. But point is, it was a shocking move to say the least. And I will say that they at least got a good running back out of it. It does not make as much as Dalvin Cook. And he's in that top 10 running back money, which I think he rightfully deserves. So it'll be interesting moving forward to see what the Packers do in free agency and how they can see if they can get some more weapons for Aaron Rodgers and maybe even extend him in the future too. Definitely something interesting.